What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Aquaman 2 and Amber Heard yet again, only this time a pretty spicy rumor that she's being removed entirely. Now, this doesn't come from Grace Randolph, and although, I know she has she's got her loyal supporters, I know she has the people that absolutely hate her, the only reason I bring her up is she's the last one to have talked about this. She kind of broke the story that Amber would be in the movie for 10 minutes or less, or right around that 10-minute mark, and that's what they were doing. That's what Warner Bros. Was doing. And that was a few weeks ago. I believe that was at the start of the trial. I made a video on that, so that's on the channel somewhere, buried in the 5,000 other videos I do. But today, not when I'm recording this today. Today I'm talking about it. But a few days ago, we had somebody that I've seen, because I've liked the Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff on Twitter, the stuff from people like pop up on my Twitter, even though I don't follow them. And I do recognize this person. They're a writer. We'll kind of go over the background a little bit, but the rumor is interesting. So let's read it out. So Ozjad Nazar, and there's no way I'm saying that right, so I'm horribly, horribly sorry. A source tells me Amber Heard will be completely edited out of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and if that happens, her Hollywood career is over. And this person is a writer whose work has been covered by over 600 media globally, longest-running double-page newspaper column globally, a new talent supporter, motivational post. So they're a blue check mark. They got like 60, 70K followers. I to be flat out honest, I don't know to trust this person. I just don't know. So my response is kind of the same as what I've seen a lot of other people's responses is I'll believe it when I see it. I want to believe it. Trust me, I want to believe it. And I want it to be true. But I'm gonna safely assume, at least for the next 3 weeks until the case is over, that she's still in it. And then I'm going to be waiting for Warner Bros. And by the way, if this does happen, like we've been saying, I want Warner Bros. Needs to acknowledge it. You know what I mean? Now, of course, they're going to eventually, but I would prefer and really demand that, when this case is over, you have the apology brigade. Disney apologizes to Johnny, Warner Bros. And again, as we've talked about, Warner Bros. Is screwed. You recasted him as Grindelwald. There's no going back. Fantastic Beasts is most likely not getting a 4 and 5. There's just, the third movie completely bombed, so there's no way. I personally think you're going to get that. So there's no way you can right the wrong of recasting Johnny Depp. So at best, we can get an apology. Again, Disney with Pirates, that's very different, and we've talked about that. They're still decently okay. But Warner Bros. Also has the, Aquaman situation. So what's going to be funny, and what again I would hope is immediate, and I mean immediately, like within 2 to 4 days after this trial ends, because that's how fast it took these companies before. So let's do it again. 2 to 4 days after the trial ends, you have the apology from Warner Bros. Saying, we're really sorry that we did this to you as Grindelwald. And also, separately, Amber's been cut out entirely of Aquaman 2. That is what I want. Now, eventually, if that does happen, again, I'm going to assume that happens, you would have to say something. Like, you just would, because it's on everybody's mind as you get closer to Aquaman 2. As we've said, it's just going to be, if you think that she is or isn't going to affect Aquaman 2's like box office, that's fine. I have pushed that I believe Aquaman 2 will suffer financially, not it's going to bomb, not it's going to go from 1.1 billion to 300 million. I've never said that. I don't expect that to happen, but I do think the movie will suffer financially, all right? But whether you agree or disagree, one thing hopefully we can all agree on is leading into Aquaman 2, it's just a negative bubble around the movie that you don't want. You know what I mean? Do you want people in the 2-3 months leading into it, when they're going on the press tour, when they're going on, James Corden, he should actually still be around, right? So when they're going on James Corden, you say, hey, remember when Amber was on there? So when all these things are happening, do you really want everybody only talking about Amber Heard? Because that's what's going to happen. It just is, sadly or not sadly, depending on where you stand, right? And it's like, do you want that? The answer is no. So eventually Warner Bros. Would have to say something anyway. But again, I would prefer it to be immediately. This would be a good step. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to, I don't even know what the correct phrase was. Weeks ago, I said, 10 minutes is too long. I fully believe that. I don't care if she's in it for 1 minute. I don't care if she's in it for 30 seconds. I don't care if she's in it for 10, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Because, and as I said in that video, it actually makes you look worse, in my opinion, to come across as if you cut her down to 10 minutes. Because what you're saying, and we said this in that video, so people hate her. You know she is linked to this kind of stuff. Maybe she's a domestic abuse, right? All this different stuff. And so your response is, well, we'll cut her for 3. She doesn't have to be in 3. And we know what she's going to do to this movie. So you know what? We'll kind of meet in the middle and we'll put her in for 10 minutes. Everybody's happy. You guys are happy. You'll see the movie now, right? And the answer is no. You're hiding her, but you still feel confident enough to have her in your movie. That would be almost like the reverse if Johnny Depp did do the things. And in Crimes of Grindelwald came out, so Secrets of Dumbledore, if they did the same thing to him, they said, well, we'll hide him. He'll be in it for 10 minutes. But you still have him in your movie, so you still do support him because you're not cutting him. So you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, there's no, and again, whether you think it's going to bomb or whatever in the box office, it's just a bad look. It's just a bad look to have somebody that they're cutting down on purpose, right? That's the biggest thing. She probably was in the movie longer than 10 minutes. There's no doubt. Maybe not. Maybe they never really had faith in her. Maybe they didn't like her acting ability, whatever the reason may be. Maybe that happened. And maybe as they were filming Aquaman 2, her role was significantly decreased. I would not doubt that. But I do think she was in it for more than 10 minutes. Is that fair? You know what I mean? So I think she probably wasn't going to have the same role as one, but she wasn't going to be 10 minutes. She was going to be somewhere in between. And then they cut her to 10 minutes. And here's the kicker. They cut her to 10 minutes because of this stuff. So again, you cut her because of this stuff, but you still have her in it for 10 minutes. So the only proper action, in my opinion, is to cut her entirely. So again, I want it to be true. I wouldn't doubt that it is true that you cut her completely. And like the guy said, not only do you cut her completely, but this would signal the end of her Hollywood career. I mean, good. She actually attempted that with him, and I guess she actually succeeded for about 2 or so years, right? That he hasn't been, cast in anything, so that's fun. So, you tried it, you failed, and now you deserve it right back at you. I want to make it clear, though, because I've said this before, and this has been a theme on the channel for years. It's also a theme in the community, in society. Cancel culture. I'm not one for cancel culture. In fact, I hate cancel culture. But this is not the same thing as cancel culture. This is not a bad tweet 10 years ago that we're going to make a big deal about and demand the firing of this person from that we need to shoot them from Earth to the sun. That's not, this is a person who did some horrible, horrible things, who tried to destroy somebody else's career, who got caught in the lies, who hijacked a movement. All this different. This is not the same thing. I don't really think there's anybody that's like, thinking that, but I just want to kind of make that clear just to make sure we're all on the same page. So hopefully, but again, there better be confirmation. There better be. Again, a few days after this court case is over, and I guess it probably does go hand in hand, right? Because if a few days after the court case is over, you get the apologies out to Johnny Depp, which I think is very likely that could happen, you can't do that without maybe you could, but not in the society we live in and not in Hollywood culture. And maybe also in this case, it is just morally right to do this. You wouldn't do the apologies to him and not say anything about Amber. I think very reaction heavy, Hollywood would say, hey, we're apologizing, and also Amber, you're fired. And again, maybe that's not necessary all the time, or maybe that's not the right move, but I think it's the right move here. And I also think it kind of fits the MO of what Hollywood is, right? That's something that they would do. Apologize to one, say, hey, we're sorry we acted so quickly. Oh, and by the way, to the other one, you're done. See ya. We're cutting you out of Aquaman. You're not going to announce that you're fired from it. It's going to be a lot of what they said in the court case with Johnny Depp. There's an unspoken rule. So, yes, I do think Warner Bros. Would maybe issue a statement and say, hey, she's out. We're cutting her from Aquaman 2. I think that could happen. Or she would announce it. Say, I've been informed or, whatever. But what I don't think will be said is, you're done. Hollywood rejects you. Again, much like they said in the court case, it's an unspoken rule. Hollywood will now decide behind the scenes that they're not going to be, hiring Amber. And that you'll notice that, we will notice that by the fact that she's not in anything, right? That's pretty much that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, so you know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow me anywhere else, all my social media is in the description below, my Twitter, my second channel, etc., etc. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you all on the next video.